The business was a medical rehabilitation equipment business where we acted as distributors for manufacturers, predominantly in the United Kingdom, but for some of the more bespoke, specialised hoisting equipment, we went to the Scandinavian countries and to the United States. And I enjoyed it because I had just completed research work myself at the University of Strathclyde. As the managing director of the business, my brain was in the right place as far as research was concerned. So there was a lot of interesting information that they were asking me to look at in the business, the way that it was presented, the way we presented, the way we were interviewed, the thought processes that we were going through. And I think that the people that carried out the research from your business were very focused on what and how things had worked for similar businesses. So that comparative bit was important when you're making decisions. And I think they were also very good at saying, stop, that's maybe you going down the wrong direction there. How about thinking of X, Y, and Z? Your folks were very good at filling the gaps. And you need someone like that. You need someone outside, I believe, to say, this is how it needs to work. We think it works down that way. I benefited immensely from that because it was just, I'd never sold a business before. And I think many people in our size of company wouldn't know what to do. Much as you've run your own show and much as you've done everything and you've spent the hours doing it and you see all the benefits that come from it, you actually haven't done the formal process of selling a business. The one bit I always say is when you think you've come to that point where you're ready to move forward, ask yourself the question, is there something else that I need to consider here? Is there something that I've missed out? Is there something I need to go back a stage? And then when you've made that decision, go for it. Don't keep thinking back and thinking back and thinking back. Just make up your mind that you've done as much research, you've asked as many questions, because you have to have a very positive focus that you hold on to. For me, I was working daily on the business. I was working, I was seeing people, I was doing assessments, I was doing the adjustment of equipment. I was coming back and running a business. The other part of the week, I was coming home to do the due diligence. I was coming back to find all the information that was there. And I suppose I've always kept details to do with the management of the business, the buildings, the insurance, the whole bit that you are asked to do. Accountants can go and find, management accounts for the last X number of years. Lawyers can find the deeds of properties, hopefully, but it's about bringing all that together in the structure that's there. That was very time consuming. It was something that needed a lot of detail. And sometimes I would be absolutely honest, and we're all human, when it comes to that level of detail, you tire very quickly. I'll be honest with you, working with your folks was good. I liked the challenge. I said to them at the outset, if there's something you don't agree with, don't stand back and pretend that everything's fine when in fact it's not. So the phone call that said, when are we getting the draft back for the marketing plan? When are you doing such and such? At the interview, the pre meet the buyer interviews, the conversations with the staff there is, right, well, if you give that answer, you've walked right down the wrong alleyway there, go this way, do that. I like that your people were always very, very good at doing that, and having an administrator like we had, and the views that the administrator had about how things needed to come together, that worked for me. For me, it was about using some of the research work to go and look and see if there was other opportunities, to do some other, work and put some things back to the kind of environment, the medical rehab environment. So I've done some consultancy work, continue to do some consultancy work for a charity that is very involved with complex needs of clients, and just being able to sit in on their group and give an independence advice, but from an equipment, from a risk management point of view. I've been approached by Strathclyde University, and I'm going to do some tutoring in the risk management group with there. I'm actually doing, I had for years undertaken conversational French classes and got that to a reasonable standard. Stopped around about the sale time just because there was too many other things on, and I've started that back, and it's amazing, some of it's coming back, which is impressing me somewhat. And then just being able to do some other family things now, where in the past you just go at such a pace that these things sometimes get missed. Yeah, I think there is. I mean, I see this genuinely. I got an invite and went along to a golf club and heard BCMS speak. I noted a couple of companies that I knew. I didn't realise that they'd been involved in selling at that stage. I'm aware of, obviously, where BCMS and Kingsbrook aim their market and aim to work with the companies. And I think for me, it was an advisory conversation that went on day one, and that was good. I didn't really know whether I wanted to sell, who I wanted to sell to. I hadn't kind of made up my mind on many different facts, but just being able to go there, not feel under pressure, and listen to other people. So yes, you understood that, the staff understood it, the group of staff that you had supporting the front end people, that was really good as well. And I think one of the bits, the people that probably get the least amount of praise, are the researchers who go away and look and try and find and see what is available out there. I was trying to do this on my own. I wouldn't have been able to. And to be honest, I don't think I could ever have covered the bases like the people in your organisation did on our behalf. And for that, I'll always be very grateful to them. But yes, I would recommend, because you cover what I feel a company director needs, and you're not frightened to come forward and tell us what you think. And I think that is good from that point of view, because you learn when that happens from your staff. Just like I wanted people to recommend my business to other people because of the service and the advice and the way that you work, you genuinely achieved that with us. And I'm not just speaking on my behalf, I'm speaking on behalf of the other two directors as well, because I know that was their feeling, because we did a debrief at the end of it and thought, did we get this right? Was it the right companies? So we asked ourselves these questions just to make sure, and it was, and it's worked.